Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
All right, everybody, welcome to episode number 818 of Freed on Business. Today's guest is going to be Tim Becker with the UF Warrington Center for Real Estate Studies. Tim's the director, good friend, close friend. I'm wearing my Bergstrom Center shirt today to match Tim. I want to welcome everybody to the show. I want to remind you that we're streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram. You can look for us at Freed on Business or at Jim Freed. And Tim and I are going to be discussing big data and real estate analysis. It's going to be actually very interesting using AI and big data to figure out real estate information. I want to thank, as always, Warren Henry Automotive. Warren Henry's been a sponsor for over a decade. Thanks to Larry, Eric, Warren, and the rest of the team at Warren Henry. Too much coffee today, everybody. I really apologize for that. And now on to the show with Tim Becker from the UF Warrington Center for Real Estate Studies. It's not Warrington Center, by the way. It's the Bergstrom Center.
That's correct. Bergstrom Center for Real Estate.
I should only remember Kelley gave me my first internship and guided me through my entire career. I love that man.
He's a good guy.
He really is. He really is. You know, one of the people that's really followed through with his vision and really made my life and many, many lives better, and really has moved and changed real estate for the better. Wonderful man.
He is by far the best donor we've ever worked with, and I can't say enough good things about him.
Yeah, Nathan's not so bad either. Nathan Collier, we give him a high five too.
Very good.
So, Tim, today we're going to talk about AI, big data, and real estate analysis. I know that the center's published an article in their periodical, which is called The Due Diligence. If people want to subscribe, by the way, to The Due Diligence, how do they do that?
They can email me, and I'll get them on the spam list.
All right. Maybe our team back at the podcast center can put your email address up during the show so people can reach out to you. Let's talk a little bit about AI, big data, and real estate analysis. Now, I'm an OG, and when I went to UF many decades ago, I studied linear regression analysis, multivariate linear regression. We thought we were really smart. Maybe we were then. But since then, there's been a lot of technology improvements and a lot of data that's been collected. How does the center make all that come together to help people make better real estate decisions? How's that for a softball that you could talk to about 20 minutes without me ever saying another word?
Yeah, that's pretty good, Jim. Predicting the future has been something we've been trying to do since, the beginning of time, right? So as it relates to real estate, there's been a lot of work done on how do you think about returns in the private markets? How do you predict returns in the private markets? And that work is really focused around looking at the public markets. And to your point, there's been a lot of use of regression analysis, multivariate regression analysis to try to do those predictions. But those predictions aren't very good because there's a lot of other factors that go into it just outside of the returns from the public markets.
Tim, let's take a step back because we use fancy academic terms. Okay.
Sure.
So linear regression. Oh, there's how people can get get up on the mailing list.
Yep.
So linear regression, multivariate regression, I'm going to just say it like a layman might say it, at least I would. That's really when you take a lot of factors, make an equation, weight the factors, and then come up with an answer. And some of them only have one factor. Some of them have multi-factors. But there's a limit to what the human mind can really do and how much data the human mind can really manage. And that's where we're making rapid leaps forward. And that's sort of what your article is about, right?
Yeah, the article is taking it from that simplistic form of regression analysis and moving it into a platform called machine learning. Now, machine learning has been around for a long time. We just haven't had the computing power and the storage necessary in order to excuse me, in order to do the calculations we need to do. That has changed. UF has the fastest supercomputer of any university in the U.S., and we get the opportunity to use that to do some of this analysis. So what we did is we looked at a machine learning model. We took 5,000 variables and threw them into the model, and see if we could predict the NCREIF returns.
Wow, I remember using the mainframe computer in the business center on the hypotenuse there, and we had a like log in. There were only like 15 terminals. We had to reserve our time. Oh my God! And in the beginning, I used DOS. When you had to do like the real computer language and program the whole thing. So high five to whoever's loading in those 5,000 variables. Tell me, where did all that data come from?
It came from a bunch of different sources. So we're pulling public information. We're pulling economic data from the government. We're pulling kind of private economic data from many sources, and trying to put that all together. We're lagging it. We're doing all kinds of things with the data, throwing it all into the blender. The blender being the machine learning model, and let it just churn on that information. And once it churns on that information, it spits out, hey, these are the factors that are most important for you to think about.
So intellectually, I would think that just simplistically having a lot more ideas, a lot more information would lead you to better answers. But is the better answer materially better than natural intelligence?
Materially better. Absolutely, because it can handle a lot more inputs, and it can spit out the outputs much quicker, Jim. And I think it's not perfect, obviously. We're going to continue to work and hone and try to get to a point where we can make better predictions about the future, at least as it relates to returns, pricing, and that's information that everybody has been trying to do for a long time. And I think the more we can put into this, the better predictions we can make in the future, and hopefully have better market performance.
So what are some of the things that you found out? What did the results tell you? And who would use this information? I mean, because it's really taking a bunch of data, which is really data points and really doesn't help anybody, and creating information. So what information are you creating? And who would use this information? And of course, finally, we'll give you an ad. What are your students learning? Are they learning to apply this and taking that to other places?
Exactly. Well, anybody who invests in the commercial real estate business would love to use this information, because what we're predicting are returns in the future, and we go up to 20 quarters ahead. So if you could know today what returns are going to be, i.e. prices are going to be 20 quarters from now, you can make a better decision for your investors. So that's what we're trying to do. And the things that it's going to spit out is what we think is going to happen, the direction of returns over the next 20 quarters, and maybe give you some information about what things are impacting that prediction.
So can anybody get access to this information? Who's accessing it? Who's using it today? Do your students understand how to access it and apply it? And who's taking them on?
Yeah, so this is the first cut at it. Our article is the first go around with this, and we're constantly trying to refine this model in order to make the prediction better. I think in the future you'll probably see a product come out of the Bergstrom Center that people might be able to subscribe to.
There you go.
I
was going to figure that.
It may be for the public good. We don't know that yet, but it's going to be a great product for you all to think about what's going to happen in the future. Now, as far as our students go, of course, every student that comes to UF has to take an AI machine learning course. And so our students are going to be pretty adept at using AI tools. And I know you've been doing a lot of that on your show and a lot of that in your business. But the students coming out are going to be much more adept at using AI and understanding the types of things that we're trying to produce here at the Bergstrom Center.
You know, it's real interesting. My nephew, who went to another university, which I won't mention, but is in the SEC, he was 5 years ago, he told me, Uncle Jim, I'm going to study economics and I'm going to be a big data focused person. And I just basically gave my answer from 5 years ago, which was, and I snored. I said, that's the most boring thing on the planet. Today, he runs the big data for one of the largest multinational financial services firms in the world. Yep. And boy, do I look dumb. So that's, what is that? That's 20 quarters. So if the world is changing that fast, how can you really anticipate the variables that are going to need to be included in the future today?
You don't. You just throw it all in there, Jim. So the more information that we get, the more we throw in there, the more the model learns and sees the relationships between all of these, and makes the prediction better.
See, I have the answer, of course.
I know you do.
Of course. And the answer is there were breadcrumbs that this was the way to go 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That my nephew read the breadcrumbs and dove right in. And instead of me being Mr. Historic looking back perspective, he was Mr. looking forward perspective based on the information that he was able to glean without my historic bias. That's really the answer, I think, Tim.
I think that's right. And the willingness to do something outside of our comfort zones.
Oh, well, that's the success. That's the key to success in all regards. Is working outside your comfort zone. Now, tell me a little bit about the young people that are coming into the upcoming class of the Bergstrom Centers and the Collier program. So I want to give Nathan a little high five and and thanks on this as well. Tell me a little bit about the students and what makes your incoming class, as you like to tell me every year, the best ever.
Well, the students coming into the University of Florida are the best ever, and so we're pulling from that group to have our next class of MSRE students. I think there were somewhere close to 100,000 applications to get about 8,000 spots at the University of Florida this year, and that's
all because of that basketball championship, huh?
It must be, but we're getting the best of the best, Jim, and we're able to tap into that. Lovely.
So how many people apply to the program, to the real estate program?
We generally get 150 to 200 applications every year. We generally take between 40 and 50 students, and we get the best ones.
Not only are you recognized as the top program, you recently won a national competition.
We did, yeah. We won the NYU Berkadia real estate finance case competition held in New York. It was against NYU, Columbia, Penn, Wisconsin, UCLA, and Florida. And we had an amazing group of students who are being sent to ULI by NYU to celebrate that win coming up here in a few weeks.
Thank you, Sam Shandon.
Yeah, Sam Shandon is fantastic. He was a great host.
I love him.
Yeah, and so our students are going to get to interact with a bunch of industry professionals at the ULI conference in Denver because of their win.
So I think that really it's an excellent opportunity for these young people to prove that they can do more than just say hello, because they have this much higher baseline than a lot of people would think. But beyond that, the thing that really makes them different is the ability for them to go up and meet people and take the information, take the data that they have, create information, and allow the members of ULI that they'll meet to make better business decisions.
That's exactly right. And they've been practicing those skills all year long, and they've gotten really good at presenting that information. And you know as well as I do, Jim, that it's not necessarily what's in the deck; it's how you present it. And if you can start convincing people of your worldview, then you're going to go places.
Well, I really think that the thing that separates your students from many others, and I apologize, part of what I put them through when I meet them in person, is the ability to not only know the data, know the information, but interact with the community, the real estate community, the financial community, the insurance community, all the different users of this material to help them make better business decisions, for them to help have a better career. Tim, if you could stick around, we're going to go for a quick break, and then we're going to come back with the bottom line. Is that okay?
Fantastic.
All right. Podcast team, it's yours. I love those shots. I love taking a look at the deals that I've done, which are profiled in that shots. I want to thank our podcast team. They're tremendous. I also want to thank our friends at Warren Henry. They've been our sponsors for 12, 13. I kind of lost count at this point. I love Larry, Warren, Eric, the whole team at Warren Henry. Gerald, my service guy, helps me all the time. And they make my entire family and all of my contacts, my business clients, my friends, we all go to Warren Henry. They've got a great store up in Gainesville. Tim's got to go to that store and look at their hot cars. They've got the best. They got the Audi car up there, that like race car thing. It's gorgeous. They're wonderful people there. They've got a store down in the Keys where they have all their different nameplates. They're adding name brands to their collection at all times. At 151st and Biscayne is their flagship store, Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, Jaguar, and now Lincoln. And for Land Rover, Range Rover in both South Dade and in West Broward. What do all these stores have in common? Well, they all have great cars. They all bring you the Warren Henry advantage, which is a whole bunch of things, including the fact that you get great service. They treat you like family. They'll make sure you're getting the best price for your trade-in, the best price on your new car. They'll keep you in touch. They'll make sure you get great service, which is a really important part of everything. I feel really good whenever I take my car in because I know that they're doing just what the car needs, nothing more, nothing less, and helping me stay on the road really with great dependability. So whenever you're looking to buy or lease a car, reach out to my friends at Warren Henry. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
I was just texting with my friends at Warren Henry just now, telling them how much I love them and how much I appreciate their support of the podcast. By the way, the Zinn family, I'm founder of Sandstone Realty Advisors. I work with families locally and worldwide to help them with their business solutions. You're listening to Tim advertising how I got my start understanding business, which I want to thank Kelly Bergstrom for. He's my foundational person in business and basically really in life as well. Reach out to me. I help everybody make better decisions in their real estate situations. I solve problems for them. I am a true real estate business person, and actually I do private equity for some firms as well. Remember, whenever you call me, it's always all about you. And now back to the bottom line with Tim Becker about the Bergstrom Center. So Tim, thanks for being on. Thanks to Kelley. Thanks to Nathan Collier, the foundational people at the center. I want to thank our friends across the country and really across the globe that provide sponsorships for our kids and our programs. And I really want to talk about how it is that you see the future going forward and how, you'll continue to lead real estate. Because when I was a real estate student at UF, there were just a couple of programs. There was Wisconsin, I think it was Texas A&M, maybe UCLA or something, Georgia Tech, Georgia State, maybe, not too many. Now, all these schools have real estate programs.
Right.
What makes UF number one? And not because I say it, but because that's what everybody else says.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of factors, Jim. It's the fact that we have fantastic faculty. So the education the students are receiving is world class. And then what sets us apart, I think, from many other programs is the center and the advisory board. The support we've gotten from Kelley, from Nathan, and many others who provide the financial support necessary for this to work, just sets us apart. And we have 167 advisory board members who are willing to put the time in to help our students and to help us understand what's going on. So to those advisory board members, you included, Jim, and all of the help that you've provided over time and what they've provided, I think is really what sets us apart. Others don't have that kind of network. And our students leave here with an unbelievable network of people to do business with.
I also want to add one person we don't really talk a lot about, John Cannon.
John Cannon. We wouldn't be here without John Cannon and his team helping raise money to do what we do. We are completely privately supported. Don't get money from the state, the college, the university. So we need the help of the fundraisers in order for us to be successful.
And just a quick, I don't know what his real title and role is. I just know he's been there from the start with us. Tell people what John Cannon does for us.
So John Cannon's the executive director of the development arm of the Warrenton College of Business, and his main focus is raising money for the College of Business. So he and his team work with donors to fulfill the needs of the college.
I really do appreciate him and his team. Whenever I've ever had a question about the university as a whole, he's always been there to work with me and help me understand things. So we don't really give the infrastructure of the foundation, I think, enough credit. And they really do help a lot of the big donors self-actualize and direct their money to things that really are important to them. So high five to John Cannon. I also want to give the high five to Nathan Collier and Kelley Bergstrom for being the foundational donors for the number one real estate program in the country, I would say, right, Tim?
Absolutely.
Who rates that? Who gives us that rating, by the way?
It is a private firm. The name is escaping me at the moment.
But it's a real thing. It's not just me blathering myself, right?
It is not, and it's not just us putting a number up there. It's done by a third party, and we're proud to have that ranking.
So, Tim, again, if people want to get the subscribe to the due diligence, the periodic publication that contains articles from the students and the faculty, they email you that, right? How about students that want to get involved, or I'll say it this way, people that want to employ our students, which is a very big part of what we do also.
Absolutely. You see my email up there. Please feel free to email me, and we'll be in touch. And you have the opportunity to get the magazine either in physical form, or you can go to our website at realestate.ufl.edu, and you can find due diligence up on the web. All of the issues that we've done up to this point.
So I want to thank you, the center, Nathan, Kelley, we'll throw in John Cannon, everybody for being supporters and sponsors of the podcast for many, 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 many years. And I want to thank you for allowing me to self-actualize and help other people, because I always say when you call me, it's always all about you. But you give me the chance to really, really do that. And, thank you so much, Tim. And please stick around in the green room. I want to follow up in just a second. I want to remind everybody that if you missed something on today's episode, you can check out the replay on any of my social feeds, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, or Instagram. Look for us at Jim Fried or at Fried on Business. Head on over to the at Jim Fried YouTube page. We're on Apple Podcasts. It always amazes me when I say that. People pull it right up in front of me at an event. Spotify, anywhere you listen to your audio, we're going to be there. Check out all of our other past episodes. I want to thank again our good friends at Warren Henry Automotive. I want to thank Larry Zinn, Eric Day, Warren Zinn, all the people that make me, my family, my friends feel special. And I want to remind everybody that the person wants it. Oh, this is the part about the my UF story as well. The person wants to do something, finds a way. The other finds an excuse. So go out there and make it happen. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. And this time I'll say, and God bless the University of Florida. The rest of the show is yours, Miami Podcast Studios. Do your magic.